What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at my video editing setup that I used in 2024. Now, this is a very simple setup. This is for straight functionality. We're not trying to make any Pinterest board. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the base of this setup, which is going to be the desk. This is a sit stand desk. Now, I recently got on this train about a year ago, and I have really been enjoying the stand desk. This is super good if you're a video editor and you need a break from sitting and you want to stand up for a little bit. Highly recommend this. Also, I'm going to be leaving links below to all the stuff that I have here on my desk, so if you want to pick it up, you can. So this sit and stand desk is the Flexi Spot. I think it's the EN1. I'll have it linked down below. But yeah, basically it just lifts up and, you know, goes down. I have something behind my desk, so I'm not going to do right now. It has like a nice maple finish, so it looks kind of nice. You know, makes you look like you're a little bit of a designer and you have like a little bit of taste in like furniture or something. But so moving on to the next most important thing, which is going to be the computer. Now, this is the M3 Max Apple MacBook. I got this, I think it was like a year ago, and this thing has been super great. It's super powerful, super fast. It can handle pretty much everything I throw at it. I've edited V-Raptor 8K footage on this thing, like red raw files, no problems playing it back. Like I can just scrub through it. It's like actually crazy. I went for, I think it was the upgraded one. It was the one that, the upgraded graphics card, and I went for 48 gigs of RAM. Now looking back, should have even gotten more, but so far 48 gigs has been really good. I've only had one small hiccup when I was editing a really big project, and it had a lot of different projects like combined into it with all kind of different footage from different projects, and it did start to bog it down, but I think that was just a RAM issue. Like it started just running out of RAM. But unless you're editing like a giant documentary or something like that, you shouldn't run into any problems with 48 gigs of RAM. This is also the 16-inch screen that I opted to go for. I do a lot of video editing at coffee shops and things like this, so I went ahead and got the bigger screen because who doesn't want a bigger screen? A lot of people go for the 14-inch. I actually heard the 14-inch M3 Max actually has some crazy overheating issues with the 14-inch screen because the body is not actually big enough to support all the power. The sun keeps going in and out while I'm making this video, which is pretty annoying. Oh, look, there it goes. There it goes again. Oh, it's coming back. I don't know. Anyways, back to the video. So yeah, M3 Max MacBook, and it's actually on the side of my desk. I should have some B-roll showing this, but it's actually on the side of the desk. I got this little almost holster on Amazon that's been super nice. Yeah, just like a little slot on the side. You put your laptop there, and it's just like off your desk, out of your way, super great. And if you see, there's actually a cable on connected to the side of the MacBook, and this is connected to the Cal Digit. I think it's the TS4, and I picked this up pretty much immediately after getting the MacBook. So that way you can just have one cable into your MacBook and pretty much plug in all your monitors and all your peripherals and be set on that and not have to worry. And I did go for that TS4 one. It's a pretty expensive one. And I went with that one because I did a lot of research, and it seems like those USB hubs for Macs, it's like, unless you get one of the best ones with a Thunderbolt style connection, which allows way more data to be transferred super fast. It's like up to 20 gigabytes a second through this cable. And if you don't go with a Thunderbolt, you can experience some you'll basically lose speed on a lot of your devices. Like this could be drives and things like that. So I cannot have that happening considering I need to edit videos really fast and really big camera files. And if you do not have high enough speed on your drive, when you're actually editing bigger camera files, like we'll say 8K RAW, when you're scrubbing through a timeline in Premiere, DaVinci, whatever, it's not actually going to be able to read that footage fast enough. So you're going to experience just lag constantly. And I learned this the hard way. So yeah, you definitely want to go with a Thunderbolt cable so it's not throttling any of your speed. All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about here on this desk is going to be my monitors. So my main monitor here is a BenQ 32-inch 4K monitor. I don't know the exact model number. I'm going to leave that on the screen here, but it pretty much is like 100% Rec 709 color accurate monitor. So you're not going to have to worry about any weird stuff happening, like you're seeing a tint of green or pink or like whatever. You're not gonna have to worry about that, and you're just gonna get like accurate colors and pretty good contrast ratio. And it's also an IPS display, so I can look at it from any angle and I'm not gonna experience any annoying, so if you use a VA panel and you look at it from the side, you're gonna get these weird color shifts and it's gonna look funky if you look at it from different angles. So I went for the IPS display, so I don't have to worry about that. The monitor to the left of my main monitor here that's in portrait mode, it is a Dell 27-inch gaming monitor, and pretty much I used to play video games all the time a few years ago, and I completely stopped. This was like right around COVID. I used to game on this monitor, so I was like, it's a perfect like secondary monitor. It's a 2K display, 27 inches. So I'm just like, I'll put it in portrait mode. And I really liked having the monitor in portrait mode because it allows me to have my bins or things like that over on the left. Like for Premiere, DaVinci, and just have like a list view of things. And it just makes it real nice for that kind of thing. And I also use it for like other websites. Like if I'm scrolling down a website, it shows like the whole website, like all the way down. It's very nice having it in portrait mode. I've had many different monitor setups over the years, such as 2 monitors, 3 monitors, 2 portrait mode monitor, like just pretty much anything. I've tried it. So this is like ultimately the setup that I like with my monitors. So you actually see there is a monitor arm back there holding it up. Now, I also do not know the name of this. I will have that linked below, but this is basically like a heavy duty monitor arm. It can hold up to 3 monitors, but I have 2, but you really need like a heavy duty one if you want to mount a 32-inch monitor or bigger. So if you are still here watching, I do want to mention that this is actually my 2024 video editing setup, and I will be moving soon. So this is about to change completely, actually. So I will make another video at my new apartment for next year of my new video editing setup. And it's probably gonna be a more simplistic setup. So yeah, I'll have to do a video about the 2025 video editing setup, but let's go ahead and continue on with this desk. So let's take a look at some of the things that are actually on the desk. So we have a plant over here, and that's going to be really for, decoration, make the desk feel a little more lifelike and less corporate. Just, it always gives a nice little touch when you have a plant on your desk, or even a fake one, like whatever. I've had like 2 or 3 plants. Right now I just have this one on there. Also, moving on to the left of the plant, I have a couple of drives. Now, these are actually drives that I'm using right now for real projects, and it's 2 SanDisk. It's like a 2 terabyte one and a 4 terabyte one. I haven't had any problems yet. I've heard some horror stories from people that they have completely failed on them, so I'm hoping that does not happen to me. That would not be good. Moving down from that is the DaVinci Resolve Micro Color Panel. Now, this is a new one that they just came out with, and this one is pretty much perfect size for what I need. I was debating going with the full size color panel or the mini panel that's a lot bigger, but it's way more expensive and it takes up way more space on your desk. So ultimately decided to go with the micro panel so I can still do all the color grading that I need, but I'm not like a full-time colorist primarily. So I was like, okay, I probably don't need the mini panel. So yeah, I went with this one. It's the new one they just made. It works with iPad and all that stuff. I actually don't have an iPad, but I want to get one so I can use it for that. You can put like your scopes on there while you're color grading. I do a lot of color grading in DaVinci Resolve, and this is primarily my main editing software. So yeah, I was like, why not just get the micro color panel? Like, I love color grading. It's going to speed it up so much, which it has. And it's just much nicer having actual physical buttons to press to change your image opposed to just clicking a mouse on the screen. It feels a lot better. It feels like you're flying a plane or something, but you're just color grading. It's like really cool. So moving down, we have the Apple keyboard. Now, this isn't the newest one, which I kind of regret not getting the newest one. It was a little more expensive, but this one's been just fine. It's like a nice, smooth keyboard, like easy to type on. I really like how the Apple keyboards feel, and the only issue with it is it doesn't have the fingerprint thing, and that's kind of annoying. So if you're ever like on your computer and you need to put in a password and you're putting your thumb or whatever and it'll fill your password, you actually can't do that on this keyboard. And since I have my laptop tucked away on the side of my desk, I can't really do it, which is kind of annoying. But there's another way I do it that's pretty easy. It's not super bad. Moving on to the right over here, we have the Logitech MX Master. Now, this mouse has been fantastic. I see so many people online that use this mouse, and I was like, okay, why is this mouse so good? Like, what's the deal with it? At my last full-time job where I worked at a video production place, I had a friend named Sam, and he was a really good video editor, and he was using this mouse, and he was like, Cole, you're missing out on this, man. Like, this mouse is sick. And I was like, man, what are you talking about? And he showed me just the scrolling on it, and then you can scroll sideways, and just overall like how the mouse feels. Like he let me borrow it for a couple days and edit some videos with it. And after I used it and got used to it, I was like, yeah, man, I gotta have this mouse. This is like the only mouse I'm probably ever gonna use for video editing. So yeah, that mouse is fantastic. Over to the left at the end of the desk, I'm just going to call this the Ari because I don't want to say the name of it because it's going to start talking to me. So I don't want to hear that right now. But yeah, we have the Ari over there on the left, and I recently just got this actually. I was kind of sleeping on it, and I didn't use this Ari whatever to control your lights in your house. You can control music. You can do all this stuff. You can kind of like automate your whole house, which is pretty crazy. And I was missing out. So I recently got one of those, and you can just, control lights. This is actually super useful for filming talking heads in my apartment because a lot of the time the lights, like lamps and things in the background, like you want to have that as like a practical, but it's really annoying because you can't really control the level, like how bright it is usually, like a lamp. So actually getting these smart bulbs has allowed me to dim down the lamps to like 20%, and it still looks like the lamp is on, but it's not completely blowing out all the highlights on your camera, which has been so nice. I'm like, why did I not do this? But yeah, that's mainly the reason I got it, and you can just voice command turn on all your lights in your room and stuff. It's super great. Yeah, guys, this has been pretty much my 2024 video editing setup. It's pretty simple. It's not super crazy, but it gets the job done. But I am going to be making another video editing setup at my new apartment whenever I move, so that will be fun. And anything that you saw in this video, I will try to have it linked in the description, so if you want to pick it up for yourself, you can. And I hope you guys have a good 2025. I will see you guys later.